Like many others, we have become obsessed with the latest amazing survival and crafting sim, Valheim. After picking up and playing the game for the first time, we realized that the game does not hold your hand. Hey guys, I'm Obi, and in today's video we'll be talking about Valheim, giving you 24 tips and tricks to get you started on your next amazing adventure. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all of our new content. If you've already been playing Valheim and stumble across this video, be sure to stick around to the end to see if you discover anything new. Also, if there's anything that you feel we left out, be sure to let us know as well. With that out of the way, let's jump in with 24 Valheim tips for beginners. If you're just starting your adventure, you will quickly discover a bird named Hugin. Be sure to listen to what he has to say, as he will point you in the right direction and act as a bit of a tutorial. To get your first bit of wood and stone for crafting, look around the ground for stone and branches and press E to pick them up. You can also punch smaller saplings for a bit of wood as well. As you pick items up, you will unlock new crafting recipes. Be sure to grab anything new you see. Also, take down any creatures you find, as some items will only be dropped by specific creatures. The first major item you will need to craft is the crafting bench. Once crafted, if clicked on, the bench will tell you that it needs to be sheltered. While building a simple lean-to will work, you can also use one of the many pre-rendered structures that spawn out in the world. These structures are everywhere and should not be hard to find. You can also use these same structures as your first temporary base, as it will take way less resources than building new structures of your own. Also, after you have already built your permanent home, you can then again use these structures as temporary bases in different locations as you explore the map. Once you have shelter, you're going to want to make a bed as soon as possible, and a campfire, but more on the campfire in just a minute. Crafting a bed will allow you to sleep through the night and provide a spawn point in case you meet your early demise. Keep in mind that the bed will have to have a roof over it and a fire near it in order to properly use it. The bed and other items in your home can offer a resting bonus. Use this to your advantage. You can also build a temporary campfire out in the world to get this rested bonus as well, so if your bonus ever runs out, quickly craft a campfire and plop it down and just hang out for a minute. If you press tab and open up your inventory, you can click on the raven icon to see what buffs are currently active. The rested bonus offers you health regeneration at 50% and stamina regeneration at 100%. This can be very useful when collecting resources or exploring new areas. That being said, this does have a time limit based on what comfort level you currently have in your home at this time. So place items like stools, rugs, fire pits, and various others to increase the time duration of the active effect. Let's talk about campfires. Campfires can only be placed on the ground. Keep this in mind when you start building your new home. Once you unlock the hoe, you can use it to build a mound to lift it to higher levels of your home if you wish to. You might also want to build a roof over your fire to protect it from the elements, as rain will put out your fire and it will no longer be useful. Keep in mind that the smoke will collect, so you must ventilate your home to allow the smoke to escape. To cook food, you must build a cooking station. Just place this over your campfire and press E to cook whatever meat you have in your inventory. Eventually, you'll unlock the cauldron, and this will allow you to cook specific recipes. Also, if you're trying to cook a specific piece of meat to save the rest for a recipe, you can place the item in your hotbar and press the corresponding key to only cook that specific item. When cooking, be sure to pay attention. Listen for the sizzle or look for the puff of smoke to know when it's fully cooked. If you don't pull it off in time, it will turn into charcoal, which is another useful item. Again, going back to those randomly generated buildings. Occasionally you might stumble across beehives. While these might just seem as a major inconvenience when you get close to them, as they will swarm you, if you use a bow to kill the beehive, it will occasionally drop a queen bee. You can use these to craft beehives of your own. These beehives will produce up to 5 honey before needing to be harvested, and this is a great resource to have. Once you have access to the cauldron, honey will be used in various recipes. Here's a quick building tip. When building a foundation of your home, you might notice grass clipping through the floor. Once you unlock the hoe, you can use the pathing option to remove the grass, and this problem will be fixed. Since we are on the topic of the hoe, this is a very useful tool. You can use it to level the ground to start a foundation for a structure, and it's also useful for creating paths. Paths are specifically useful once you unlock the pull behind cart, as it helps the cart stay level and keeps obstacles out of your way when traveling around quickly. The cart will be your best friend in this game, as it will expand your inventory when collecting resources. Just keep in mind that it can't be destroyed by terrain and mobs. When exploring out in the world, if you see rocks that look like they're specifically placed around, they probably are. Use your pick to dig here to find valuables and bone fragments. Those valuables can be sold to the merchant. You might have to travel around a bit before you find him, but it's really worth it. He will always be located in the dark forest biome, and you can purchase items here to increase your carrying weight, or even an item that gives you a permanent light source. Torches are the first item you will probably craft in game. While they might only seem like an item to warm you and light your way, they're probably one of the most valuable items early on. When these are equipped, greylings and Grey Dwarfs will not attack you. They might come close to you and throw rocks, but it keeps them from swinging. This is amazing if you're running low on HP, and it might just save your life. When using the minimap, use the greater than or less than keys to zoom your minimap in and out. You can also open the world map by pressing the M key. When out exploring, you might stumble across something that you might want to come back to later, such as a metal node or a tomb to explore. Be sure to mark it. You can even name it for your own convenience. If you're playing with friends, be sure to click the icon on the bottom right side of the map. This will show your friend's location, making it easier to meet up and explore together. Eventually, you will find new biomes. When entering a new biome for the first time, you will receive a message to turn back. This is for good reason. Each biome has a higher difficulty than the last, and here is a list of each biome in order from easiest to hardest. The meadows, the black forest, the swamp, mountains, plains, ocean, mistlands, deep north, and the Ashlands. Each biome will have a specific boss that has to be conquered. While you don't technically have to defeat them to move on to the next biome, it's definitely recommended, as each boss will drop a specific item that will help you when crafting or give you an item that is needed to unlock a specific crafting recipe. Speaking of defeating bosses, once you defeat a boss, you will have the option to return to the spawn point to activate a buff. Each boss will offer you a different buff, but you can only activate one at a time. Keep in mind that your home will be raided from time to time. These raids can start as early as 3 days in game. Each time you defeat a boss in a new region, the difficulty of the raids will increase, so be prepared, as these are rather difficult when you're not expecting them. Remember where specific resources spawn. When you locate them, there's a good chance that you'll run into more in the same area. To be specific, you can find flint near water, and tin deposits will also spawn near water, but only in the Black Forest. There you have it, guys, 24 tips on Valheim. Again, if you learned anything new, please let us know down in the comments. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all of our new content that comes to our channel. Also think about joining us on Twitter, Discord, and Twitch. Here you can talk to us directly while we play various video games, including Valheim. Until next time, this is Obi, signing out.